everybody, Mr. Kevin here. Well, we got another one of those mistake things. I built a mitered wall, which I'll show you in here in a second, and it was like 1.5 inches too narrow on one of the miters. So I'm going to show you the fastest way to fix something like that. So here's how the fastest way we're going to do it. I'm going to go get the wall. You see this thing? It's like 98 inches long or 99 inches long, whatever. It's pretty big. So there's two ways of doing this. You can use a heat gun and heat this up, which I'm going to actually do. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this section off of this section here on my table saw. And that's the fastest way to do it. And then I'm going to take the heat gun. I'm going to show you how to use the heat gun. If you haven't seen that silly video that everybody watches, you can undo glue or whatever over here. Yeah, that. We're also going to peel what's left over of these rails when I get done ripping this down. All right, here we go. Okay, so now the other thing I got to do is get these off. And these are dominoed in place, so I might just cut these off and do the whole thing over. I don't know. All right, for right now, here's what we're going to do next. Each one of these rails that was on here is glued in place. What we're going to do, there goes squeakers. I'm going to take the heat gun. I'm going to put you over here now. I'm going to take the heat gun and I'm going to peel these little guys off because that should come off really easy once you heat it up, especially when it's that thin. So that's only like 1/16 of an inch sticking out with glue. So we should be able to peel that off, no problem. And then the miter we're going to have to worry about later. First things first, let's get this off. All right, I'm going to flip you over there and we're going to do the heat gun too. You can undo glue too. What I'm going to do is I'm using a jaw clamp to hold this frame up. So I'm going to zoom you in, see if we can get you right here. I'm going to turn the light so we can see a little better. I'm going to turn this guy on high right here, okay? And it's going to take a minute to heat up, so I'll play some music. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and forth on this guy until it starts to peel up. I'm going to take my little scraper right here, putty knife or whatever you want to call it. This is my scraper. I keep these sharp as hell, and this one's very stiff, so it'll help peel that up. Okay, you guys ready? Here we go. Whee! How to undo glue. You can undo glue too. This is how you do it. All right, here we go. Okay, shooting out sparks. That's always good. What we're doing, I'm just going to go back and forth and heat this thing up. And when the glue gets to a certain temperature, it just melts. It takes a while, so you don't want to leave the heat in one spot too long, because what'll happen is it'll burn it. Because this heat gun is hot. And it's not like a hairdryer. Hairdryers don't get this hot. So if you're wondering, it won't work. And you want to keep an eye on the glue. It'll start to change colors and then you'll be able to peel it off. And I'm going to go from the top down because there's only like 1/16 of an inch of material for me to deal with because I cut it off with my table saw. And that's why I did it instead of leaving it whole and trying to bash the whole rail off. Plus there was 4 of them, so this is easier. It's starting to smell like burnt marshmallows. Blech. Oh, there it is. It just popped off. This one's starting to smoke. There we go. And it's just flaking off. Once it gets going, and that's perfectly smooth right there. There's no I won't have to sand it or anything. I guess we're just gonna heat it up this way and keep pushing at it. You see what I'm doing? I'm just flaking off little pieces and the glue comes right off. Watch that, damn thing's hot. And you can see the mess I got down here. All right, you see this right here? It's just kind of flaked off. And once you sand it, see, it looks like brand new again. And there's the end. That's just burnt glue. So it doesn't burn the wood, it just melts the glue. Now we're gonna go do this guy right here. Okay, so we're gonna do this one now. And I think I'm gonna get another clamp. So I got this little jaw clamp here, okay? I'm just gonna clamp it here. I'm clamping it down to the table. You see how that makes it stiffer? That makes it much easier to peel this stuff off because you can beat on it a little bit. Here we go. Nope. I got it set on high again. All right. Okay, it's up to speed now. We're just gonna heat this up. It's 359. Okay, here we go. And once it starts going, you just peel. See that? We got the whole section there. Look at that. There it is. Did you see how cool that was? I'm gonna do another one, a smaller one. Let's see, it came off like a potato chip. That's pretty cool. All right, I gotta move you again. Way over here somehow. All right, so here we go again. We got this itty bitty little fella right here. So I'm gonna do the same thing. Oh, that last one only took like a minute and a half. All right, 403, here we go. I'm gonna zoom you in. All right, here we go. We're gonna go around the whole thing for a little bit here. Just get it warmed up. And sometimes this will it'll just peel up by itself. It'll get hot enough like this, the little pieces will, or you'll just see it curl up and the next thing you know, it'll just fall off. All right, there we go. It's getting ready to do it. The smaller the pieces, the better off you are. Boom. See how fast that was? That one took 54 seconds. Boom, there it is. Let me zoom you out. So now I'm gonna do this guy over here. I'm gonna slide everything down that way. What I'd like to do is get this here. I'm gonna take this guy and clamp it to this bench. It's a really good assembly trick right here. It helps hold everything in place. Oh, that's pretty stiff, so I don't need any more clamps. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let me zoom in. Oh, booger snot. All right, hold on. All right, right here. All right, here we go. All right, now it looks like it's starting to peel a little bit. There we go. See how it's coming up? I think actually I got into it too much. There we go. Yeah, see, see that? All right, there's the potato chip. Hold on. See how I lifted that right there? This thing is sharp. Seriously, it's very sharp. I felt myself digging in like this. See how that does? And that's why I stopped and went the other direction, because I felt I was digging in. I felt myself digging into this style. There's the piece right here. All right, here it is. Well, here's the other part of the wall that I need to take apart. And I thought I was going to just cut these miters with my chop saw. Then I got to thinking, it was like, these are all grain matched around the corner. Same with the panels. And the actual panels might work. Knock on wood, they might work. So instead of actually remitering these like this with the chop saw, I'm just going to pull them off. Cut it on the table saw. Okay, so we did the same exact thing we did before. I got my heat gun ready to go. I have 2 jaw clamps. One I'm going to put down here. I'm going to flip this up. Take this little guy and clamp this down to the table. All right, I'm going to zoom you in. Hopefully it gets right there. We'll find out here shortly. Hopefully we don't melt this. I'm just going to heat the joint up first. I'm going to pull it back here. Knowing me, I'll melt it. There we go. See how that's working? Trying to stay ahead of it, just wiggling it back and forth. There it is. That's that. Make sure you don't burn yourself on these things. They're freaking red hot. There it is. Came off pretty good. No burns, no anything. So there's the first one we did. That worked pretty good. Here we go. Do this one again. We'll time this one. Let's see. All right, 447. Here we go. All right, it's starting to peel up looking already. There it is, and just keep going back and forth like this in front of it. And don't push super hard. There it is. That took 46 seconds. This one's the biggest one. This is 8 3/4 long, and this might take a minute. So let's time this one. All right, once you get it going, you just want to pull toward the front of it like this. And it helps sometimes if you have that little angly part pointing down, because that way you won't dig into the style or your wood, whatever's there. There we go. There it is. 151 or 451 in 21 seconds. About a minute and something. There it is. Took that right off. Pretty cool. And this is the last one we got to do. Let's see, they come off like potato chips. And here we go. Ready, set, and go. All right, there we go. I think this wood's a little bit denser than the rest. Yeah. 453.52. All right, well, there you go. You too can undo glue. There's the proof right there. So you too can undo glue. with a heat gun. Hair dryers don't really work that well. Like I said before, you can use this for all sorts of wood glue, and you might be able to use it for Gorilla Glue. Maybe. You should wear a mask because that stuff's toxic when it heats up. This is a cool little trick, huh? Hold your parts in place with a jaw clamp. I haven't done any videos on jaw clamps yet, but I might. You never know. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. Fling, flang, the bang, bang. Which I don't know what it means, but it's still there. You have an awesome day. Go outside and play. Hug somebody you love, because that's important. Be safe out there, and I'll see you next time right here on Woodworking with Mr. Kevin. And stay tuned for who knows what coming up on my channel, because there's always something new. And it might be jig building, it might be finishing, it might be building stuff, it might be undoing glue too, which this video was. So thanks for watching, everybody, and subscribe. All right, we'll see you later.
Subscribe now.
Now we're going to do a simple little trick. I've done this on the last one. We're going to take the camera lens, and I'm going to throw it on there, and it's going to stick on there. Ready? Here we go. Or if you ever have those little thinklings? You ever had those little thinklings? See, these things are crap. Yeah, you should think of a better magic button. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for. Yeah, this is undo glue number 2, and Gesundheit.